Did that seriously just happen? Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 awkward moments in live television history. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the most embarrassing, cringe-worthy, and downright shocking incidents captured on live TV. Number 20. News Puke Kid. ABC 17 News.
Welcome, thanks so much for coming in. You're
Thanks
taking part in a local film festival.
Correct.
It's been going on for the last couple of days.
This interview with filmmaker Tyrone Davies first aired on KMIZ back in 2003, but has since done the rounds on the internet.
The show that's going on tonight is called One Small Step. It's a documentary about the first chimpanzees to be sent into space.
News Puke Kid, as he became known, eventually featured in an episode of Tosh.0 and the self-made documentary Meme Story. Davies has since said that the incident was pre-planned and was supposed to promote the Freeform Film Festival. He'd prepared by guzzling down a half-gallon of Blue's Clues vanilla ice cream. Hey, anything for art, we guess?
I'm sorry.
We're gonna take a commercial break.
Number 19. Just Creepy. Glenn Beck Program. When Us Weekly's Dina Sansing spoke to Glenn Beck on his talk show in 2007, this is obviously not what she was expecting. The two were discussing leaked naked photos of American Idol contestant Antonella Barba when Beck inexplicably decided to make Dina the center of a similar hypothetical example.
Somebody would get a picture of you and then it would be posted all around and it'll happen in your office.
Yeah. Possibly.
You don't think so?
As if that wasn't uncomfortable enough, he then quipped that he could take naked photos of her if she stopped by.
Dina, I've got some time and a camera. Why don't you stop by?
Cue crickets and a look of absolute disgust on Dina's face.
What the f was he thinking? I mean, look at her face when he says that.
Number 18. Stick to the news. 21 Alive.
This is pretty typical stuff. Nothing outrageous, nothing close to triple digits, but we could get pretty hot here, Melissa, by the end of the week.
Predicting the weather is hard enough, and it isn't made easier when you're being heckled. Meteorologist Curtis Smith probably thought he was just reporting the weather forecast, but anchor Melissa Long seemed to take personal offense, since the Three Rivers Parade was set for that Saturday.
Three Rivers Parade is Saturday morning, and we don't do 90 with that.
Well, Saturday I'm saying 87, and that would be in the middle of the afternoon. The parade is, since you've been in it 43 times, is in the morning.
The snark is palpable, as they both try to shut each other down.
Last year it rained. Do you remember that? It rained a lot. But people still
It
came.
did not rain a lot.
Call it banter, but there was enough awkwardness here to make for entertaining yet cringeworthy viewing. Curtis, can't you see you're literally raining on Long's parade here?
It's bad when you can't
Just
forecast the past.
shove off.
Stick to news.
Number 17. Small but impressive. 10 Eyewitness News. This sexual put-down seemed to come out of nowhere, as Australia's 10 News presenter Mark Aston wrapped up coverage of the Ashes urn,
And England skipper Andrew Strauss arrived in London proudly showing off the little urn.
a memento associated with the Ashes cricket series. He turned to co-presenter Belinda Hagen with a remark about the urn's diminutive size.
And Belinda, I just can't understand how something so small can be so impressive.
It set up her response pretty conveniently, but prepared or not, the moment was still weird.
Well, Mark, you would know about that. Thank you very much. Weather's next with Jane Riley.
Hagen delivered a brutal burn, then carried on like nothing happened. After the clip went viral, Hagen explained that Aston was a prankster and she'd wanted to catch him out.
Oh, no, she didn't! Oh, no, this heifer didn't!
Number 16. Exposed. KWGN TV.
Couldn't be any happier. I'm caffeinated, jacked up on Starbucks, my dear.
Always do your research. When Chris Parente asked Kristen Wiig for advice on being naked in public, well, she didn't know what to think.
Kristen, I am thinking on this program of doing the news completely full frontal, completely nude. Do you recommend that, and do you have advice for going nude?
Turns out Parente had mixed up Kristen's movies. He was interviewing her and Bill Hader about the Skeleton Twins, but was thinking of Welcome to Me.
All the caffeine just came out of your body.
I'm nude in this movie, and I'm upside down the whole film.
Oh, I'm
The
in.
movie takes place on Mars. Did you see this film?
Hader took great pleasure in reminding Parente that the interview was live. Fortunately, both actors took it in stride and laughed at the gaffe. But geez, what a question and what a screw-up.
Is his face red?
Yes, my face is red. Thank you for that. Appreciate it, you two.
She's a bridesmaid in this one.
Are you a bridesmaid in this film? No, okay, fine.
No.
Number 15, reporter lessons. Good Day, New York.
Ollie, don't let her go away. That's what. Does she have a response to that? Is she still there?
What's that?
Did the lady just leave?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Have you ever been in the middle of two people arguing and decided to take a sudden interest in the upholstery? That's how everyone felt watching this segment of Good Day New York in 2001, when anchor Jim Ryan chastised reporter Dick Oliver over his interview skills. Ryan urged Oliver to get the other side of the story, but Oliver wanted very specific instructions.
So what do you want now?
Well, if I have to teach you how to be a reporter, Ollie, I'll do that later.
Viewers got far more than they bargained for here, including the personal tidbit that Oliver had been demoted.
I'll give you lessons on how to become a reporter later
But I'll
on.
give you some lessons on how to be an editor because I was your boss once.
Yeah, you were and are no longer. How did that happen?
Number 14, Freestyle Fail. Talk of Alabama. Hey, we all get stage fright, but it's not fun to watch.
So, you're going to do a spoken word for us now, right?
Right.
As rapper turned poet Marshall Pope prepared to spit an epic freestyle on Talk of Alabama, something clamped up, and he simply stared at the camera and smiled instead.
Go ahead, Marshall.
Talk about being put on the spot.
Years ago, they tried to put me in the...
We have to give him props for making the attempt, but the false starts and long awkward silence definitely have us cringing. It's just a good thing that the interviewer saved the day.
Did you want to try to read something from your book?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do one from The Struggles of Love.
We wonder how long he would have kept on staring.
This is a lie.
Number 13, Up the Creek Without a Creek. Today.
The severe flooding here in the Northeast as more rain continues to fall today. NBC's Michelle Kaczynski, I guess she's in the canoe.
This hilarious clip proved that some news stations will do anything for ratings. When flooding hit Wayne, New Jersey, intrepid reporter Michelle Kaczynski braved the elements to give her account from a canoe. The image was ruined, however, when two men absent-mindedly walked past the camera in ankle-high water. Kaczynski later said that it had been a producer's idea and that the water was waist-high in other areas, but too difficult to shoot from.
We saw these guys a second ago, Michelle, walking. Are these holy men walking on top of water? What's going on here?
Why walk when you can ride, you guys?
Either way, the illusion that she was battling conditions straight out of The Day After Tomorrow was broken. Number 12, Newsroom Snark, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, Carol, I would say that forecast is bananas, but I know that's going to be completely wasted on you.
What is it with news presenters and meteorologists? CBS anchor Nicole Brewer's sarcastic responses to pretty much everything meteorologist Carol Erickson had to say became legendary thanks to a supercut of the back and forth on YouTube.
Nicole, you seem surprised every time you see this.
For that Halo, I'm always surprised because you and Halo don't exactly go arm in arm.
Mind you, Erickson also delivers a few good shots of her own.
That was an interesting little exchange. I'm sure she regrets, along with that last glass of whatever.
All with big smiles and in a joking tone, but still. In response to the supercut, which went viral, both women took to Twitter to insist that they're besties. So maybe it was all a matter of questionable comedic timing.
Thanks for the hard-to-get applause, Nicole and Kevin. Yes.
How's that, Carol? Is that good enough for you? Okay, I'll try a little harder next time.
Number 11, David Blaine is a showman. GMTV.
Of course, you're famous in this country as well for appearing in a car advert, doing tricks as well. Card tricks. Excellent. Is it a trick to talk?
For my next trick, watch me ruin this interview. That's our best guess at David Blaine's thought process heading into this 2001 interview on GMTV.
Are you an illusionist? Are you a trickster? What is it? Are you a stuntman? What are you? How would you describe yourself?
I'm just a showman.
Eamon Holmes does his best to engage the magician in conversation, while Blaine stares back as if he's trying to peer into the journalist's very soul. When Holmes asks him why he's acting so oddly, Blaine responds by showing him an eye drawn onto his hand for protection from death.
Is this part of the show? This sort of moody persona and the stare and the eyes and all that sort of thing? That's just you? The eye in the hand. And what is that? What is the eye in the hand? Let's see that again.
Protection.
Protection. What does that mean?
Protection from death.
And there goes any chance of having a fruitful conversation.
Nice meeting you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Number 10, Martin Short's late wife. Today.
But you're still, like, in love.
Madly in love. Madly in love.
Why?
cute. I'm cute.
In 2012, Martin Short dropped by Today to promote Madagascar 3.
Fire in the hole!
Things started cheerfully as funny man Short discussed his family with Kathy Lee Gifford and Hoda Kotb. The interview suffered turbulence, however, when Kathy Lee asked Short about his enduring marriage to Nancy Dolman.
He and Nancy have got one of the greatest marriages of anybody in show business. How many years now for you guys?
We married 36 years.
Apparently, Kathy Lee didn't get the memo that Nancy had passed away from ovarian cancer 2 years earlier. Short was courteous enough not to tell Kathy Lee about his wife's departure on air, but behind his smile, we can clearly see the poor guy's grief.
My apologies to him and his family for not realizing that, but he's one of the greatest guys ever.
Number 9, Tom Hanks drops the F-bomb. Good Morning America.
We are so sorry. Good Morning America.
Man, oh man.
Tom Hanks is such a clean-cut everyman, it's actually hard to imagine him casually swearing. But the truth is, every person occasionally lets an F-bomb slip.
Mostly it's swear words, so that's a little bit of.
Well, if you say it with an accent like that.
On this 2012 episode of Good Morning America, Hanks channeled one of his many characters from Cloud Atlas.
I think you're gonna love this one.
He got a little too into character, though, and uttered one of the 7 words you can't say on TV.
I want people to buy me Puke Kid.
Hanks immediately apologized to the audience and made fun of himself. It's awkward for sure, but few actors could play it off better than Hanks.
I have never done that before. I would apologize to the kids in America that are watching this right now.
We hope with our
and let me say, next time on the show, there will be a 7-second delay.
Number 8. Geraldo finds nothing in Al Capone's vault. The mystery of Al Capone's vaults.
It may be Chicago's equivalent of King Tut's tomb. It belongs to the king of a criminal empire.
Al Capone was one of the most notorious and iconic gangsters in American history. When Geraldo Rivera hosted a live special unveiling the contents of Capone's secret vault in 1986, approximately 30 million people tuned in to see what treasures awaited.
And nobody knows what's in it. Some say money. Some say bodies. Some say it's booby trap.
The spoils of a vast criminal empire, the bodies of his enemies, whatever. In the ultimate anticlimax, Rivera and his crew found nothing.
This is one time in my life that pot of gold would have been a lot more fun than chasing the rainbows.
Rivera apologized to the audience.
What can I say? I'm sorry. I would thank my buddies here for doing the job.
Half-heartedly sang a song and slinked off in defeat.
Chicago, that toddling town. All right, I'm going. I'll see you.
The blunder has been mocked in popular culture mercilessly.
There was nothing in Al Capone's vault, but it wasn't Geraldo's fault.
Number 7, Balloon Boy interview. Larry King live.
Millions watched on live television as a weather balloon flew high over the skies of the state. Heaney reported his 6-year-old may have been inside.
The Balloon Boy hoax took America by storm for about 5 seconds in 2009, when Richard and Mayumi Heaney allegedly released a gas balloon that, unbeknownst to them, had their son Falcon inside. Later that day, the 6-year-old boy was found hiding in his house.
But he was hiding out because he thought you were going to punish him for something that happened earlier in the day.
When Wolf Blitzer interviewed the family, Falcon revealed that his parents had cooked up the entire ruse as a publicity stunt.
We did this for the show.
In exchange for his 15 minutes of fame, Papa Heaney was sentenced to 90 days in jail and paid tens of thousands in restitution.
Richard Heaney pleaded guilty and apologized for orchestrating the incident last October that captivated the nation.
Number 6, Samuel L. Jackson or Laurence Fishburne. KTLA Morning News.
Did you get a lot of reaction to that Super Bowl commercial?
What Super Bowl commercial?
We all get certain celebrities mixed up. When you're an entertainment journalist, though, you need to get the facts straight, especially when you're doing live TV. In this excruciating 2014 KTLA Morning News interview, Sam Rubin accidentally confused Sam Jackson with fellow African-American actor Laurence Fishburne.
You're as crazy as the people on Twitter.
Right.
I'm not Laurence Fishburne.
Rubin tried to make peace and move on, but understandably, Jackson wasn't willing to let it go.
I'm the what's in your wallet black guy.
Okay.
He's the car black guy.
There it is.
Morgan Freeman is the other credit card black guy.
If these two had been in the same building, Jackson probably would have sat Rubin down and given him some choice words of great vengeance and furious anger.
And I'm really embarrassed about it, and I very much apologize to Samuel L. Jackson and anyone else who was offended for what was a very amateur mistake.
Number 5, Kanye West crashes Taylor Swift's VMA speech. 26th MTV Video Music Awards.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish.
Kanye's had his fair share of uncomfortable TV appearances, but the rapper broke new ground for jackassery at the 2009 VMAs when Taylor Swift won the award for Best Female Video. Unable to fathom the idea that Beyoncé's Single Ladies didn't win, Kanye jumped on stage, stole Swift's mic, and proclaimed that his beloved Beyoncé was the true victor.
But Beyoncé had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Kanye was subsequently booed off stage and removed from the ceremony. This move was so dumb, even President Obama couldn't contain his opinion.
The young lady seems like a perfectly nice person. She's getting her award. What's he doing?
Why would he do that?
He's a jackass.
Fortunately, Taylor got her happy ending later that night. Number 4. Sinead OConnor tears up the Pope's photo. Saturday Night Live.
We have confidence in the victory of good over evil.
Seeing how Saturday Night Live is live, the late-night variety show has inevitably produced a few controversial moments.
You know what? You stood up for yourself, and I fucking love you for that.
The program hit a particularly rocky speed bump in 1992 when Sinead OConnor appeared as the musical guest. Protesting sexual abuse in the Catholic Church, O'Connor sang Bob Marley's War a cappella and held up a photo of Pope John Paul II. After ripping the photo into shreds, she implored audiences to fight the real enemy.
Fight the real enemy.
At least SNL would never have a musical moment this awkward again. Number 3. Ashlee Simpson lip-syncing incident. Saturday Night Live. In 2004, Ashlee Simpson was booked as SNL's musical guest. Although Simpson's Pieces of Me went off without a hitch, things got muddled with her second song. Instead of singing Autobiography as planned, the vocals for Pieces of Me started to play again before Simpson even opened her mouth. Caught lip-syncing, Simpson tried to salvage the performance with an awkward dance, then shamefully walked off stage. As embarrassing as the ordeal was, it didn't stop Simpson from returning to Saturday Night Live a year later with no complications.
I'm John Heater, and I'm hosting SNL with Ashlee Simpson.
Ashlee says she's really excited. She's saving her voice for the show.
Number 2. F it, I quit. Anchorage 11 KTVA News.
F it, I quit.
Anybody who's lost passion for their work has likely fantasized about quitting in a blaze of glory. Charlo Greene got to live the dream when she quit her job as a reporter for KTVA News.
So as a mom, you weren't concerned at all about marijuana?
No.
After reporting on medical marijuana organization the Alaska Cannabis Club, Greene revealed herself as its owner and said she'd decided to put less time into journalism and more time into legalizing marijuana.
Now, everything you heard is why I, the actual owner of the Alaska Cannabis Club, will be dedicating all of my energy toward fighting for freedom and fairness.
Rather than giving her bosses 2 weeks' notice, she came out and said exactly what was on her mind.
And as for this job, well, not that I have a choice, but it, I quit.
All right, we apologize for that.
Greene's now former colleague was at a loss for words.
Ms. Greene, we just want to thank you for being a great advocate and putting it out there and just taking a stand for something that's so real to people around the world.
Before we drop our jaws at our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Well, Guy Cuny is the editor of the technology website News Wireless. Hello, good morning to you.
It's really cool because it records much more accurately than... Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Well, that does happen every once in a while. That can't be good. Now, are you done with that then?
Yeah, I'm done with that.
So, good morning, everybody. I'm hanging out with my friend John. Fox 5 Morning News starts. Look over there. And it starts right now.
Oh, excuse me. We gotta go to break.
Of course, 50 Cent here. I gotta go talk to Danica Patrick. Good to see you.
Number 1. Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction. Super Bowl 38.
Five time!
The final score of Super Bowl 38 was an afterthought. All anyone recalls is the event's legendary halftime show. As Justin Timberlake joined Janet Jackson on stage, the two icons performed a duet of Rock Your Body. Towards the song's conclusion, Timberlake reached out and tore off a piece of Jackson's clothing, exposing her right breast. It was visible for less than a second, but the boobs seen round the world resulted in a public outcry. Almost 10 years later, the incident now known as Nipplegate is still the defining wardrobe malfunction.
The infamous incident prompted the FCC to fine CBS $550,000, but an appeals court later ruled the FCC improperly punished the network. Since then, the NFL has maintained tighter control over the show's production.
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.
I'm just tired. She said you're just high, and I said I saw you in the